Coral reefs, a warning from the ocean. What if I told you that one of the most beautiful ecosystems on Earth is vanishing? Not with a bang, but with silence. 84% of the world's coral reefs are dying quietly, not from mining, but from something invisible: heat. People often call the Amazon the lungs of the Earth. But here is the truth. The ocean actually produces most of the oxygen we breathe every day. And within the ocean, coral reefs act like living cells, the foundation upon which entire ecosystems depend. You'll never hear corals scream, but if you watch closely, you can see life draining from their colors. Once vibrant reefs fading to ghostly white, then collapsing into silence. And what's happening beneath the surface is only the beginning of a much bigger story. Coral reefs cover less than 1% of the seafloor, yet they are home to over 25% of marine life. They feed hundreds of millions of people, fuel tourism industries, and shield coastlines from storms. They once seemed timeless, but today they face one of the fastest and most severe environmental crises in human history. According to the World Meteorological Organization, global bleaching events have escalated dramatically. In 1998, about 20% of reefs were affected. In 2010, the figure rose to 37%. By 2014-2017, it reached 68%. And in 2023-2025, a staggering 84% of reefs across 82 countries and territories, from the Great Barrier Reef to the Florida Keys, the Caribbean, the Red Sea, the Indian Ocean, and Pacific Island nations. This is no longer a natural cycle. It is the permanent reshaping of the ocean. The most obvious reason is rising ocean temperatures. Corals are extremely sensitive. Just 1 or 2 degrees above normal, sustained for weeks, is enough to trigger bleaching. During the 2023-2024 El Niño, many regions recorded sea temperatures above 32 degrees, a level corals simply cannot survive. Under heat stress, they expel the symbiotic algae that provide most of their energy. Without these algae, corals lose their color, starve, and die. But heat is only the surface. Beneath it lie 4 deeper causes, and all of them are human-driven. First, fossil fuel emissions. Burning coal, oil, and gas releases vast amounts of CO2. It warms the planet, and the ocean absorbs over 90% of that excess heat. Second, ocean acidification. CO2 doesn't just heat the air, it dissolves into seawater, making it more acidic. In this environment, corals struggle to build the calcium skeletons they need to survive. Third, coastal pollution. Fertilizers, chemicals, and wastewater flow into the sea, triggering algal blooms. These blooms block sunlight and suffocate reefs. And fourth, overfishing. When herbivorous fish that normally control algae are overharvested, algae spread unchecked, smothering coral colonies and turning vibrant reefs into dead zones. The loss of coral is not just the loss of a single species. It is a domino effect reaching far beyond the ocean floor, and its impact can be seen on 3 levels. First, the ecological level. Corals are the foundation of marine life. When the foundation collapses, 1/4 of ocean species lose their homes, biodiversity plummets, and food chains unravel. Second, the human level. More than 500 million people directly depend on coral reef ecosystems for food and income. When reefs disappear, so do their livelihoods and security. And third, the global level. Coral reefs are natural barriers against waves and storms. Without them, coastlines face the full force of hurricanes and rising seas in an age of extreme climate. That is why corals are not just a story about the ocean. They are a test of whether humanity can still maintain balance on this planet. The disappearance of corals is not just the loss of beauty, it is the loss of the Earth's ability to self-regulate. The real question is not whether corals will survive. The question is, are we ready to change, or will we accept a future where the ocean falls permanently silent?